What's up, friends? Welcome to my channel where we're doing music covers, original music, album reviews, song reviews, reactions, tier lists, little social commentary here and there, whatever the day calls for. If you like what you see here, please subscribe to the channel. If you have content on here, I'll subscribe to you as well. I am all about supporting up-and-comers on here. At this point, I don't think very many people subscribe to this channel for the social commentary aspect of the channel. I really only have a few of them, and I just want to say that that part of this channel is going to be barely existent. I'm just kind of at the point where even if I feel really strongly about something, I'm just kind of over politics at this point, man. There's never been an easier time to kind of hate both sides equally. So, I mean, I've just been kind of checked out on all of that and just been trying to make the parts of my life that are downtime, which are very little at this point, just music, music, music. I'm only focusing on music, and it's been a hot minute since I've done a full-length video on here. It's been at least a couple weeks, and to the people that have subscribed to this channel, like, I had a goal at the end of the year, at the end of this year, to make 200 subscribers. And at the beginning of this year, I only had like 50 something, and I'm at 173 right now. So that might actually be a reality. And I'm super grateful for anybody who checks out what I do when I'm just a random dude and you have no reason to give a shit about me one way or the other, and likes my content enough to subscribe. And I'm not the most computer savvy guy, as I've said in some of my past videos. Like, the mediums I have to create these videos are very bare bones. If I go a while without putting something up, it's because I'm not in a position, either time-wise, mindset-wise, or other responsibilities I have, to put out something that's worth a shit. You know, like, I don't, at this point, want to half-ass anything when it comes to this channel. And I missed out on a couple things that I did kind of want to react to. These last couple weeks, too, have also been the first couple weeks where I've really gotten serious about finishing up the writing of my second solo album. Anybody who is familiar with my content knows that I am a solo artist. I made one album in 2016. It's available on robcary.bandcamp.com. And while I am very proud of that album, it was very much just kind of like the stepping stones in songwriting, guitar playing, and mostly singing. I'm always spending so much of my downtime trying to advance as a vocalist. And I have things I want to do on my next project. Certain tracks, isolated tracks that completely break out of metal altogether. If I'm going to go outside of my comfort zone and experiment with something, like, I want to do it right, know how to do it right, find out how musicians I'm not familiar with do certain things, and I'm always just kind of trying to absorb new advice, new influences, and I've gotten an album cover together. I've got a track list together. I've been trying to, like, piece together unfinished lyrical passages and just really kind of get this thing solidified to start recording. I try to make it a point to never let 2 weeks go by without some kind of new content coming out on this channel. But even if that much time goes by, I don't want that. Like, I want to put content out, but it's just a very busy time. Yeah, let's get into what we're talking about here today. It Dies Today was a big part of when I was discovering what it means to genre mash. And do it the way I'd want to do it in the context of an album. I wouldn't want to do it in the way that these guys did it, but that framework of the Cade Choir, where most of the songs have some kind of metalcore, or in the case of some of the things I want to do, deathcore, or even death metal, noise metal, mathcore, a little bit more outside of the box of what these guys do in the context of metal, but have this penchant for clean sung hooks and having like riffage going on during these clean sung hooks, and just kind of how to structure an album correctly. The Cade Choir is just spot on with what I look to is how to structure an album. You know, you want to have tracks that have No clean singing at all. You want to have tracks that are built for the fucking pit, built for the live setting. You want to have poppy hooks too, and sing-songy hooks done right, not just for the sake of doing it. You got to do it right, and you have to do it because you want to do it. You know, if you just kind of do it to get more recognition out there, people are going to see through that. You have to want to do it. And when it comes to going outside of my comfort zone on my next musical project, I want to do it. For sure, man. For sure. And the Cade Choir is a staple. Like, every song is good. Every single song is good. Where they went after that, I'm kind of on. Like, they kind of fell off my radar early. They only did 2 albums after that, as of now. We're about to be looking at their first new song in the last 8 years. But they made 2 albums after that, and neither of them fully grabbed me for completely opposite reasons. Like, their following album, Sirens, went way too far into the pop metalcore spectrum. I don't really think they were that great at it. And there were really only like 1 or 2 songs that really resonated with me on that one. I know one of them is the 6th of June. 6th of June might actually be one of the best songs of their entire career. And then they did Lividity with a different vocalist. And that one didn't really fully grab me for the opposite reason. While I think that one is much better than Sirens, it leans so far into just being straight heavy that the other aspects of their sound that made the Cade Choir memorable weren't fully present. But again, they came up with one of the best songs of their entire career on that record in Thank You for Drinking. So it's been so long since I've listened to these guys that I actually had to go back and kind of look them up, and I didn't even know. I know that they got rid of the singer from the 3rd album, but I didn't know if he came back or if Nick, their original vocalist, was back. Nick, the original vocalist, is back, but I was surprised to find that after all this time, all the other members are still exactly the same. And that got me a little bit more excited to hear what they got here, because, you know, you got to have not only a close friendship, but some kind of close musical bond to keep coming back after all these years, especially at a time where early 2000s metalcore, it's kind of making a comeback, but I feel like it's kind of got to be something that you make at this point because you want to do it. All right, real quick before we get started here, 2 things. The first is, I was looking over that intro, and if you were annoyed with the lighting in that video, I noticed it too. Second thing is, going back to my original music, 2 things. Anybody that listens to me talk about my original music and has been so kind to check it out, especially people that I don't know already, I'm super appreciative. And if you checked out my first album on robcary.bandcamp.com and you didn't really like it that much, or it just wasn't your cup of tea, I hope you stick around to see what I have coming next, because that was just me dipping my feet into the kiddie pool of songwriting. And it was kind of a rushed project, given the time that both me and the producer had. I'm grateful. I'm appreciative. He's a great guy, and given the time that both of us had to work on it, I think he did a great job, but it was a very rushed project. This is going to be the record that defines me as a person, and so much nitpicking is going to go into it. Still does. It's been like 5+ years in the making of the writing. Like, I'm pretty confident that what I have come is going to be the best piece of music that I've ever written in my life. So I hope you all check it out, man. But enough about me, enough about any of that. I just want to get that out there. Let's get into this brand new It Dies Today song, Buried by Black Clouds. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie, man. Going into this, I just kind of expected some mid-tier, emo tinged, early 2000s kind of metalcore. I mean, I'm kind of blown away by the growth here. It's like they've shed all their emo roots and just went tough as fuck and kept the clean singing in the chorus, but instead of it sounding like a screamo band, it sounds more like Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engage. And like when I saw the thumbnail, I was like, this dude kind of looks like the singer of After the Burial now, and because he beefed up a lot, and even his vocal delivery is more like the singer of After the Burial. Like even without like the look, like that connection would have been there with his vocal delivery. Like the growth here, man. Like I'm like seriously surprised at how much I like this, and I didn't think it was gonna suck or anything, but this kind of fucking slapped, dude. I mean, I can't think of a single weak spot in this. Like, no, it didn't blow me away or anything, and they're not doing anything that hasn't been done before, but they're definitely doing a tougher aspect of their sound that they really only kind of skirted with on Lividity. I'm saying it, man. This might be the best thing I've ever heard them do. Like, I love the Cative Choir and everything, but with my personal music tastes, I've kind of moved away from a more thin, emo kind of approach when it comes to vocals, be it clean sung or otherwise. Like there's power in the screams, there's a deep end, dude singing from his fucking gut. Like, dude, I really like this a lot more than I thought I was going to. I didn't think it was going to suck. I thought it was going to be like maybe a 7 out of 10 at best. You know, I go back to the old Killswitch records and Thrill Seeker and Messengers and all that shit, you know, because that's like that top tier 2000s, late 2000s, early 2000s metalcore. But I mean, a lot of it I kind of outgrown, especially when it comes to how I write. I think they've outgrown it too. This is like so much tougher and just way more the kind of metalcore that I want. Like, I feel like they're in the same headspace I'm in right now. And I very much enjoyed this. I'll give this an 8 out of 10 easily. And my interest in this band has been reinvigorated far more than I thought it would have been. So great job to It Dies Today. This was a great song. I hope they lean more into this tougher kind of sound and kind of shed those emo roots even more. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they have next. I know they released something after Lividity. I think it was like a standalone song. I didn't even catch that song because it was said that this was their first new song in 8 years, but it's been more than 8 years since they've released an album. So I think they've done some things that I didn't catch. But this is a band that I think should be saying, fuck the past and let's move to the future, because I want this band to get tougher, man, for sure. Continue on this trajectory. Great job. That's all I got to say about this one. Until next time, thanks for watching.